I was here with the other international students, and we met in the library, and you were saying, did you know that we had a copy of, somebody said, did you know that we had a copy of Lincoln's Bible? And I was, we have Lincoln's Bible. And then you were like, yeah, but we also have a slave Bible. I'm like, really? I didn't know about that. So that was my first time hearing about that.
I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a post that was talking about pretty much the exact same thing we talked about today, about how certain parts and books have been taken out.
I took an African American history class when I was a sophomore in high school, and it talked primarily about like literature written by and for African Americans, and then it talked about the slave Bible and like how it kind of shaped what African American authors, especially like during slavery and like right after slavery, kind of did and how they wrote, especially because it was like written for a specific purpose when it came to like providing or not providing information.
Well, I just learned about it last semester, and when we was learning about it, I was like, wow, they really like took out pieces, because like Exodus is like my favorite part of the Bible. Like,
I was kind of offended, and it was like in a way that I wouldn't have expected myself to be, and I think more so like as a Christian, I was kind of like, so this is what like my religion was used for at the time, because like I had come to know it as something that was used to save and kind of uplift people, and to see that it was being used to do the exact opposite was kind of like demeaning.
If they take this away, that the slaves themselves couldn't discover anything or think about freedom for themselves. So I believe that it was taken out as a power move to say that, oh, we have this control over you, and if you don't think about freedom, then you won't try to run away or won't try to negate it.
I believe it doesn't have the same authority. I mean, it's still the Bible, but once you start taking things out, other things that are mentioned in the Bible may not make more sense, or it's not clear. Like, I'm not sure how you could understand some parts without having context or background.
To exclude a book like Revelation basically would mean that people would not be able to know the end result for the world and for things that are going to happen in the end times, which means they wouldn't be able to fully prepare themselves in the way that they are living for those days.
And if you take out parts of it to suit your own need, then it doesn't suit its initial purpose.
You can understand the psychology there. If the Exodus speaks about the greatest mass movement of slaves, people who were subjugated for 200 years in the Bible, so you can understand why a white slave owner would not want that to be in the minds of his subjects at the time.
Well, I guess the significance was display the amount of control slave masters had on individuals, and how they can manipulate their own intellect and with their knowledge into controlling them and coercing them to stay within that same place within society.
In general, no, I would not call it the good book.
To me, no. I think that it is a holistic work, and so in order to understand the importance of all of the individual parts, you like to say things are like a sum of its parts. You have to have all of the parts in there for it to have that same weight.
I do feel a lot of hurt, because thinking about it, our ancestors, they wanted to make their lives better, and the Europeans, they said that this Bible would bring us closer to a God, which is a good God, but they took this good aspect, this good Bible, and they twisted it and warped in the purpose of the Bible, so that's painful.